Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to you all, Black Diamond Public School in-house training program. Today's topic is New Education Policy 2020. I am Amit Kumar, Assistant Teacher of BDPS. Today I will discuss among you all what is NEP 220 and its features and its specifications. So be ready and just let's aware about what is NEP 2020. New Education Policy, basically known as National Education Policy, and today I will discuss about National Education Policy 2020. Actually, National Education Policy is approved by Union Cabinet of India on 20th July 2020. It outlines the vision of India's new education system. The new policy replaces the previous National Policy on Education, which was on 1986. The policy aims to transform India's education system by 2040. So these are the references, these are the changes always comes in this process, how to build up a good policies for developing of children, developing of education system and infrastructures, as well as policy regarding the education. So these are the particular sections related, particular process related to all kinds of activities which comes under education systems and development of education systems. So whatever discussion is going on, the policy aims of transformation related to education system is totally related to transformation of education system in India by the year 2040, and whatever drawback related to others previous policies try to remove in new education policy 2020. So there are the several advantages which are included in compared to others previous education policy in new one, which comes under NEP 2020. What's the vision behind National Education Policy 2020? If I talk about vision of new education policy, national education policy, so this national education policy envisions an education system rooted in Indian ethos that contributes directly to transforming India, that is Bharat. That means whatever contribution is going through and how it helps to transform India, that is our Bharat, so totally held on in this new education policy sustainably into a equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high quality education to all and thereby making India a global knowledge superpower. That means the main motive of this vision totally related to how to transform India as a global knowledge superpower station. That means knowledge superpower station. So all equities, all resources, whatever qualities should be done in education system, and whatever education resources, all are try to transform equally for developing a global knowledge hub, like as a knowledge superpower station in our Bharat, that means India. There are so many aims, so many motives behind these education policies, but these education policies having so many advances also included, which are really related to how to deal with the India in education platform in upcoming years. So that's why the main target, firstly the main target try to achieve by 2040. Actually, there are so many drawbacks. If I talk about previous education policies, whatever comes under the year by 1986, in that time, whatever is a step was taken, it doesn't matter. But day by day, what's the situation raised? According to situation, there is a need to adapt to it according to situation. That's why there are several steps and several ideas included in new education policies 2020. Now let's see here. Actually, national education policies categorized in different level of education system. That means we can say by the stage of education resources, education supply, all categories are categorized according to need. If I talk about the basic categories, basic section where new education policies is implemented, so this section includes our school education, second higher education, next one other key areas of focus, and finally how it make it happen. So these are the sections where new education policies is categorized and their activities will be done, and it will be in a performance according to steps. So these are the actual section of steps where new education policies is going through, and these are actually mentioned according to step by steps. So we have to aware a step by step how this platform really leads a very important and essential role. Let's see here and aware. Excuse me. Okay, now I talk about a school education in part 1. Then there are several points included in a school education. First point goes through early childhood care and education, the foundation of learning. That means the first point basically mindset about the foundation of learning. That means nursery children and their nurture according to their education care and childhood care. So these are the points included. These are the mindset comes under NEP 2020 for a school education. Second point goes foundation literacy and numeracy. That means an urgent and necessary prerequisites to learning. Which kinds of necessary or essential steps you have to carry on for their literacy and their their numeracy, and whatever calculations is going through for such kinds of child. So these kinds of stress involved in this point. Next, curtailing dropout rates and ensuring universal access to education at all levels. That means whatever steps is taken, whatever access for make learn all level of students. So these are included for basic information and their particular knowledge. Next, curriculum and pedagogy in a school. It is one of the most important initiative is taken and initiative is involved in this NEP, because curriculum and pedagogy really leads a very important role for a school children's teaching. That means any particular work on curriculums all are related to pedagogy, whatever teachers going through. So these are the good initiative teachers have to gone through. That means they have to carry out. Learning should be holistic, integrated, enjoyable and engaging. So in this point, it is basically turn our mindset about how you deal with the situations, how deal with the students according to their need, their environment, their process and steps of learning. Excuse me. Yes, that means curriculum and pedagogy in a school is compulsory for teaching, for understanding for the teachers as well as the students, and how they should be all holistic and integrated, enjoyable and engaging among the children as well as situations, whatever steps taken and initiative taken for learning the students. So these are the actual initiatives which are totally related to how to deal with the students and their curriculum as well as their activities. That's why this point is so important. Next, teachers. Teachers sense कि all teachers should have all kinds of initiative which are really applicable for all students, integrated learning process as well as how they make good approach for their holistic nurture of education. So these are the activity based mindset as well as the curriculum, whatever they have to carry on among the students. All kinds of information should be in teacher's mind, and according to good initiative, according to need of initiatives, teachers has to carry on whatever need according to the situations of learning. Next, equitable, inclusive education, learning for all. Next, efficient resourcing and effective governance through a school complexes or clusters. That means whatever resource is providing all are mandatory, all should be according to need, all should be for benefit, for nurturing of education for the children. Whatever resources they need, try to provide. So these comes under NEP, which are really good initiative for a student's nurture of education. Next, a standard setting and accreditation for a school education. Whatever procedure follows for students, these are really important. That means a school should have a good mindset for their standard setting as well as their nature of education policies as well as their accreditation for a school education. Ki how and which kinds of steps should be done for any kinds of need according to the situations of a students. Next part totally related to higher education. This point totally related to higher education. Point by point we have to aware here कि how higher education involving NEP. Quality universities and colleges are new and forward-looking vision for India's higher education system. Next point, institutional restructuring and consolidation, which are so important for according to need of higher education students as well as the schools or colleges. That means only we can see about these all are included for the universities and colleges. Next, towards a more holistic and multidisciplinary education. In this NEP, here try to make a good initiative for more holistic and multidisciplinary education steps which are really benefit for all of us universities and college students. Next point, optimal learning environment. Optimal learning environment and support for students. So these are the particular initiatives which are really focused on environment of learning and how to optimize, how to carry out learning environment for students and how they can support the students learning. Next, motivated, energized and capable faculties. That means try to make platform for those faculties, those teachers which are really should have a qualities of enthusiastic and energetic as well as motivated for a student teaching facilities as well as we can say कि how they have to deal with the students in a good manner and good initiatives according to need of the students requirement. Next, equity and inclusion in higher education. That means in higher education all should be a good inclusion for their teachings and learning. Teacher education, that means teachers should have a quality. Teachers also max educated according to need of situation, according need of, that means need, we can't say need, according to demand of the time, demand of the situations. Teachers also should make them educated according to dealing with the situation. The reimagining vocational education. Next point, reimagining vocational education. That means time to time schools or colleges should provide a vocational education, vocational training for all kinds of students as well as the, we can see what teachers. So according to situations, according to time, if there is a need, make them aware trending activities in that time. So a school or colleges should take such kinds of activities. Next, catalyzing quality academic research in all fields through our new National Research Foundation. it is a so important point which are really leads a good initiative for NEP, that is catalyzing qualities academic research in all fields through our new National Research Foundation. Next, transforming the regulatory system of higher education. Here it has taken a good initiative for transforming the regulatory system of higher education. Next, effective governance and leadership for higher education institutions. So these are the basic points which are comes under higher education system. Next part we have to aware key areas of focus. The main focus related to NEP, so these are following. First, we can say professional education, adult education and lifelong education. Next one, promotion of Indian languages, arts and culture. It is a good initiative that it is included under the NEP 2020, that is promotion of Indian languages, arts and culture. Next, technology use and integration. Online and digital education, ensuring equitable uses of technology. That means along with theory, along with whatever resource is using, it doesn't matter, but along with this technology also should in use. That's why learner can take a good initiative for their understanding. So this is the really one of the most good initiative for transforming of education technique. So these are the basic keys which comes under focus of NEP. Next, making it happen. How it will be in initiative and how it will be it happen. So there are several points including it, which are strengthening the Central Advisory Board of Education. Next, financing affordable and quality education for all. Next, implementation, and last, next point, list of abbreviations used. Whatever abbreviations is used, whatever implementations, whatever need of quality education, so all are the initiative comes under for transforming of education system and make it happen. Now we have to aware fundamental principle of NEP 2020. If I talk about fundamental principle of NEP, so there are several points which comes under it. First point, recognizing, identifying and fostering the unique capabilities of each student. That means under NEP 2020, these are the initiatives is going to initiative like this: recognizing, identifying and fostering the unique capabilities of each student. That means here we have to pay attention for all students according to need, according to their requirement. So these are the basic approach which comes under NEP 2020, and it is a good initiative for developing mindset for learners as well as any stages of students, because if we pay a good attention to all, good attention to the each student, then really we can gain an idea which kinds of qualities among those kinds of students, which kinds of qualities they have, and how we have to provide a pro forma, how we have to provide steps and initiative for such kinds of students. So that's why it is a good steps for paying attention for each student. Next, there should be a flexibility for nurturing of education among the student. Then this is the one of the good initiative for nurturing the student education. There should be a flexible environment under which in which a student feel free, a stress that means a stress free according to their learning situation, whatever they have to learn. So all are the mindset which comes under flexibilities environment, where a student can understand whatever learning is going through and whatever situation is going through, and without any fear they can try to understand their situation is given to him. No hard separation. There should be no hard separation. There should be no hard separation between arts and sciences, between curricular and extracurricular activities, between vocational and academic streams, etc. That means in this NEP, it is a good initiative is taken that no separation among the curriculum. Either it's included extracurriculum activities or curriculum activities. There shouldn't be any separation. So it is a good initiative where a student can involve according to their choice. There will be no any particular personal fairness, that is how which kinds of subject which kinds of a stream I should be follow, and which subjects we haven't need to carry out. So these kinds of activities is totally vanish in this NEP and abolish according to need of the students. So that's why whatever merging situation is raised here, it is the one of the best situations, best initiative for all students, where a student can involve in any stream according to their choice of subjects. Either they would like to involve in vocational education or any particular curriculum based education. So these all comes under the new initiative of NEP, where a student can involve according to their choice of learning, choice of interest of learning, and interest of performance. So all setback depend upon their minds of choice, their particular interest. So these are the initiative totally fruitful for such kinds of students. Next, multidisciplinary and holistic education. That means new education policy totally try to provide such an environment where a student can get a good approach according to their requirement, according to their attention, according to their performance, and whatever choices they try to involve out. So all are totally related to their need and their choice, and totally they can gain, totally they can involve in their accordance whatever they need. Next point, emphasis on conceptual understanding, creativity, and critical thinking. That means in this NEP, there is an initiative taken for all students that teachers should have emphasized their students for their understanding, their creativity, and their critical thinking. That means in all accordance, teachers should have taken all kinds of steps which are really related to such kinds of activities and their critical thinking, and whatever level of understanding gone through their particular level of students. Next, promoting multilingualism and power of language in teaching and learning. It is also a good initiative under the NEP 2020 because multi-language platform is a good initiative for all those kinds of students who haven't idea for deal with whatever particular language is going through or particular language is going on. So according to new education policy, they can use their particular language, they can involve whatever choice of language they try to use, and they have given a chance that whatever knowledge and language they have, they can follow up. Next, life skills such as communication, cooperation, teamwork, and reliance. That means in NEP 2020, it is taken a good initiative for life skill. That means all skills related curriculum where a student or learner receive a good focus on their skill, and whatever skill they have, try to make understand about them. Either they are related to good communication, good cooperation, and teamwork qualities. Otherwise, whatever skill they have, according to their life skill, NEP try to provide a good platform for their choices of a skill and deal with their life skill. So these are the initiatives taken really under the NEP 2020. Next, fundamental principle of 2020 also included following point: focus on regular formatting assessment for learning. Focus on regular formatting assessment for learning. That means whatever activities is done in a school level or any level of education, any level of learning system, always should be a assessment process there. That's why teacher easily recognize a student performance, a student learning performance, whatever really they learn today. Either it either it may be in weekly, regular, quarter, and monthly, but there should be such kinds of assessment process. So these are all comes under NEP 2020. Next, extensive use of technology in teaching and learning. That means कि in learning process or teaching process, there should be a good involvement of technology based teaching or learning. That means technology really really should involve in learning and teaching for good attention or good understanding of their particular explanation and their topic. So there should be really use of technology according to need of explanation or making understanding process to their learners. Next, respect for diversity and respect for local context. Respect for diversity and respect for the local context. That means we all know that India is most popular for diversity in unity or unity in diversity. This thought really lead a good role in our Indian unity. So according to this thought, one thing is included in NEP 2020, that respect for diversity and respect for the local context. Whatever differentiation, whatever different regions of a student comes in a school, doesn't matter. They all should give a good respect, good attention, and never try to discriminate among them. Full equity and inclusion. Whatever learning process is followed, there should be a good equity as well as full inclusion. There shouldn't be any kinds of discrimination. Synergy in curriculum across all level of education. Synergy in curriculum across all level of education. Next, teachers and faculty as the heart of the learning process. One of the most statement is included under the NEP 2020, that it try to pay attention to all teachers, all educators, that teachers and faculty as the heart of the learning process. If we really would like to make learning process in a proper manner, then always our educator, always our teachers or faculty keeping on mind that we lead a very important role, a hard process role for learning or making understand the student. So these are the really basic, not a basic how, it is a really a energetic, enthusiastic statement add-on for the teachers or faculties. Next, a light but tight regulatory framework. It is a good thought involved or have taken a good initiative for NEP 2020, that light but tight regulatory framework. Whatever rule and regulation is followed in your particular platform doesn't matter. All should be there, a light but tight regulatory system to ensure integrity, transparency, and resource efficiency of the educational system through audit and public disclosure while increasing innovation and out of the box ideas through autonomy, good governance, and empowerment, outstanding research. That means if we go through this statement, then there will be a good insurity for integrity, transparency, and resource efficiency. Okay, and public disclosure while increasing innovation out of the box idea through autonomy, good governance, and empowerment, outstanding research. So there are several things which comes under this initiative, where this initiative try to give a chance such kinds of students, such kinds of innovator, good governance, outstanding researchers. So these are the initiatives come under the NEP 2020. Next, rottenness and pride in India. That means there shouldn't be any rotted system, and whatever is going through all should be pride for the India. Next, we have to aware about a school education. In NEP 2020, new pedagogical and curricular structures. What is new pedagogical and curricular structures of NEP 2020? Let's see here. The 10+2 structure in a school education will be modified with a new pedagogical and curricular restructuring of 5, 3, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, covering ages 3 to 18. Currently, children in age group of 3 to 6 are not covered in the 10+2 structure, as class 1 begin at the age of 6. That means in previous NEP the structure involved for 10+2, but in NEP 2020 this is sectionalized as 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. According to these structures, a school education policy will be done, and according to age group it is mentioned out. Next, in new age 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 structure, a strong base of early childhood care and education from age 3 is also included. That means early childhood care and education, which is most commonly known as ECCE. ECCE, which is mostly designed for age 3 group. In previous NEP, we heard about CCE, all are good, but in NEP it is also has a given attention for early education, child education for the age of 3. So these are the initiatives which comes under a school education and their structural or curriculum. Now, with the help of this diagram, we can understand what is going through. This diagram shows are differentiate between previous academic structure and new structure. Previous structures totally involve age 68, age 16 to 18, sorry 6 to 8. Next, class 9 to 12, age 14 to 18. If I talk about for class 2, then age should be 6 to 8. But now, in age of 9 to 12, it should be for age of 14 to 18. Next, 6 to 16 for class whatever mention out for 10. But next, okay, whatever age categories is mentioned, that diagram all are really good. But now we have to aware foundational literacy and numeracy, an urgent and necessary prerequisite to learning. The foundational literacy and numeracy is totally involved. The highest priorities of education system will be to achieve universal foundation literacy and numeracy in primary school by 2025. So these are the achievement for highest priorities for education system related to universal foundational literacy and numeracy in primary school. Next, national mission on foundational literacy and numeracy will be set up by Ministry of MHRD. MHRD, that means Ministry of Human Resource Development on priorities. So these are the governance sections where these kinds of initiative is really taken under NEP. Next, if I talk about preparatory class Bal Vatika for children below the age 5, then in this age of growth, following initiative is taken. That means prior to the age of 5, every child will move to a preparatory class or Bal Vatika, that is before class 1. Before class 1, child has to go through such kinds of section of class that is well known for Bal Vatika. Next, early childhood care and education curriculum, that means ECC, to be carried out by MHRD, WCD, HFLW, Tribal Affairs. That means the planning and implementation of early childhood care and education curriculum will be carried out jointly by the Ministry of HRD, Women and Child Development, Health and Family Welfare. So these are the ministry of our government which are really taking a good initiative under the NEP 2020 for developing education nurture process for the learners of all stages in education system. Next, experimental learning in all stages. Which kinds of initiative is taken under NEP, under which it is one of the most important section initiatives, which is known as experimental learning in all stages. Experimental learning will include hands-on learning, arts integrated and sports integrated education, a storytelling based pedagogy, among others, as a standard pedagogy. That means whatever learning process is going through, that's important, but along with this, all activities based curriculum is also followed under these kinds of initiatives. Classroom transaction will shift towards competency based learning and education. That means whatever learning process is going through, all are good, but classroom transaction according to need, it will be shift towards competency based learning education. That means CBLE. So these are the initiatives comes under experimental learning. Next, content will focus on idea, application, problem solving. Whatever content is mentioned, explained among the students, all should be focused according to a good concept of ideas, application, as well as problem solving situations. So the mandate content will focus on key concepts, ideas, applications, and problem solving. Teaching and learning will be conducted in a more interactive manner. That means we have to give priorities our students' ideas, their problem solving idea, whatever application they are using for solving any kinds of problem. So then we have to focus according to our students' opinion, their activities and their need. Next, no hard separation of streams for students. Repeatedly I am telling here that NEP really has taken a good initiative about the separation of streams, which are really known as no hard separation of a stream for a student. Students will be given increased flexibility and choices of subjects to study, particularly in secondary school, including subjects in physical education, the arts and craft, and vocational skills. There will no hard separation among the curricular, extracurricular, or co-curricular among arts, humanities, and sciences, or between vocational or academic streams. So these are the initiatives which are comes under NEP 2020. Next, subjects such as physical education, the arts and craft, and vocational skill, in addition to science, humanities, and mathematics, will be incorporated throughout the school curriculum. Each of the 4 stages of a school education may consider moving towards a semester or any other system that allows the inclusion of shorter modules. That means whatever subject is followed, a student has to give chance according to their choices, their interest, and whatever subjects they would like to choose. So according to these kinds of curriculum, NEP have taken a good initiative, no separation among the streams for the students. Only a student have to go through their subjects choice or choice of curriculum based activities. All are depends upon the student choice, student interest, because in NEP 2020 there is try to give priorities of all conceptions, all initiatives for a student activities and creativities. That means कि NEP totally based on a student creativity's mind and their activities based subject, and according to their choice of subjects whatever they would like to learn, all are depends upon their choices. Next, nutrition and health cards, regular health checkup for a school student. That means the nutrition and health of children will be addressed through healthy meals and regular health checkup, and health card will be issued to monitor the student. It is a good initiative for all particular learning platform where a school should have give a pro forma for regular health checkup for a student. Next, 3 language learned by children will be choice of a state, region and a students. According to choice of a student can choose 3 languages. 3 languages, that means all may be related to their state, region and a student. The 3 languages learned by the children will be choice of a state, region अरे काहे आप ऐसा कर रहे हो, आवाज गूंज रहा हो, मत कीजिए आवाज, यहाँ आ रहा है. Next, that means already you see here the nutrition health cards regular checkup for the students. It is a good initiative for NEP 2020 where a student have to provide a good health checkup facilities at regular basis. Next, 3 languages learned by the children will be choices of a state, a region and a student. That means according to choice of a state, region and a student, there will be provided a 3 language facilities. At least 2 of 3 languages are native to the India. At least 2 languages should be native to the India. Whatever language is preferred, it doesn't matter. So all are chosen by the student according to their region, a state and whatever a student carry out. But 2 languages should be related to native of India. Next, medium of infrastructure will be local regional language. Wherever possible, the medium of instructions until at least grade 5, but preferably till grade 8. Beyond will be home language, mother tongue, local language, regional language. That means the mode of teaching doesn't matter that teacher should have carry only one language or any standard language, but according to a student understanding, teacher can carry any language which either it is related to home language, mother tongue or local language. So in these kinds of option of language, teacher can make understand their student according to their understanding need. They can make them understand. Next, bagless days increase. Bagless days will be increased throughout the year for various types of enrichment activities involve arts, quiz and sports and vocational craft. That means there should be such kinds of facilities where a student only have to carry or involve and participate in such kinds of activities which are generally included arts, quizzes, sports and vocational craft. Next, promotion of Indian languages. NEP 2020 tries to promote Indian languages most. Indian Institute of Translation and Interpretation, that means IITI, proposed new education policies. The setting up an Indian Institute Translation and Interpretation while also laying significant emphasis on Sanskriti and other Indian languages. That means whatever language is carried out in India under IITI try to involve in NEP for promoting of Indian language, under which a student carry out their understanding in own way of language. So these are the initiatives comes under NEP 2020, where we have to set up, we have to make understand the student according to their need of understanding. So these are the things basically comes under the NEP 2020, and these are really beneficial for our upcoming generation of students as well as the learners, where they can perform their capabilities according to platform. I hope this session help you to understand NEP 2020. That's all. Thank you. That means so these are the things really is helpful for all students in upcoming generation in 2020. New Education Policy 2020 and all initiative taken for the students future, student initiatives, student development. So these are the education policies which are really nurture the education for upcoming generation of a student as well as their futures learning process. That's all. Thank you.